Okay, we have a song of David taking of the Lord.
Okay. Well, let's get closer. I want to read the word. I think you're gonna know this fabulous song from the Beatles. So, first of all, let's get the tone. What would you say? Let me your ears. Somebody to love. Could it be? Somebody to love. Oh, I get help from my friends. Gonna try a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Thank you, Dave.
Think about Sarah. Thought or exchanged it. That three generations down.
Hello, everybody. Doing the thought of the day and had a lot of fun thinking about this. Something came to me, and for my senior quote, I had this thought. Well, it wasn't my thought, it was Andrew Carnegie's thought. It used to be kind of a sarcastic way of talking about procrastinating, but now it means something more, which is about kind of like facing fear. But the thought is, today is the tomorrow that you worried about yesterday.
Very good. Thank you, Tony. Okay, our readers. Dangerous, Dan. Wow. Good to have you here. And audio, Carrie and Bob, thank you so much. And Raffle, Carrie Kelly, and our Nick Nickel, yeah. The newsletter, thank you, Nick, for filling in for Joe. I see him there in Amsterdam. Wonderful, thank you. And set up, yeah, that's true, all of us. Okay, thank you. And welcome to our guests and our Zoom participants. I see Joe up there and I see
Jim Long.
Jim is there. Okay, yeah.
And Ruth Phone. Ruth Phone.
What time is it, Joe, wherever you are?
He's muted. Muted.
Well, he's muted.
Too late.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
It's 4 p.m. in Europe.
We'll be seeing you soon, hopefully. Yes.
I would like to introduce you all to my daughter. He's in the process of selecting a Rotary. Feeling best. Yeah.
Very hard to tell.
Greg Anderson, Greg Alexander is here from high school.
And they're looking for a band, the schools, so if you know anybody that's got a good band, then almost free. Great, a band, BAM, like an auto band. Or a van, a car, a truck. And then, oh, a van? No, not a van, a van. It's early. My voice is not here yet.
I'd like to introduce Jack Glasgow. He's the volunteer coordinator for the Booze, Blues, and Barbecue. I always say booze, but it's really brews.
Is the time?
I have a typo, but yes.
Okay. Oh, no.
Okay, I think that's it. Richard isn't here yet, is he?
What else? We have one for many.
Oh, yeah, he's going to introduce you.
Take that.
Okay. Thank you.
Madam President,
Okay, stop.
Madam President, we welcome on back to the group.
Okay. Welcome, welcome. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And we have a Scott Dempsey has a birthday on May 2nd.
So trying to avoid that. Trying to forget about it. But it'll be a happy day. I'll be skipping and jumping.
Okay, so happy birthday. And Jerry and Phyllis, today is their anniversary.
Good morning. Thank you. It was 42 years ago on this glorious day, a wedding in the park of Papa. It was a great day. And I think Phyllis and I are going out to lunch this afternoon. And we're going to come to First Friday, next Friday, with our daughter as well.
Wow.
Great, congratulations.
Where is that?
And Rotary anniversary, there's John Miletto and Mark Olson. I haven't seen them for a while. If you see them, invite them to come on in and have breakfast with us, please. And Jack Wasco is here, and I told him I'd give him a little time to promote the blues and brews and barbecue. I got it. Come on up, Jack.
You just food this out.
Thank you very much, President Diana. Good morning, Sebastopol sunrise. Right, Saturday, June 3rd, Sebastopol Rotary is putting on the biggest outdoor concert Sebastopol has seen for many a year. Blues, brews, and barbecues with internationally renowned blues band. Tommy Castro up painkillers. You know, if you know blues, you know Tommy. And if you don't know blues, this is a great opportunity to get to know him. Plus, local bands, martial law. And I gotta look at my notes to get the name of the other one. The Jacob Benning Trio, some of your local favorites. You'll see them all in Ives Park on June 3rd. I know you're all excited. I know you're excited to see Tommy. I know you're excited to see martial law. What is the price, you want to know? What a bargain at $35, the biggest music bargain in the North Bay. What you may be thinking, yeah, I want to see Tommy, I want to kill some pain, but $35, that's just too much pain. I want a pain-free experience. So if you want to be there pain-free, absolutely free, not a single dollar. We need your help to put this show on. Volunteer. Have you been kind enough to send the invitation out on your signup.com? So sign up today. We have plenty of opportunities to see Tommy totally pain-free. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack. Okay, and Jerry sent me these photos that Kathleen Foster, John Britton's mom, did with his, I say, his tutelage, I'll call it that. Tell us a little about this.
Yeah, this was a live auction item that was suggested that I do, at the lobster thing. And I said, well, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I don't know if I can do that, or anybody that really wants it. But Linda and Kay helped me write up a nice promo for it. And sure enough, we raised some money with my live auction item. And it was, I kind of billed it as photographing Santa Rosa's famous egrets. And if you know West 9th Street Rotary, which is just just east of Stony Point. In the middle of the street are a couple of giant eucalyptus trees. And this time of year, there are dozens of great egrets, snowy egrets, cattle egrets, and black crowned night herrings that nest in the trees there. And you can just pull up there, park, and watch these beautiful birds. Now, Catherine didn't know her camera very well. Actually, her husband bought bid on the item. And so I could help her learn her camera. She had a very basic, a nice digital SLR. And she had like a zoom, really, inexpensive beginner kind of zoom lens. And with a little help, because the exposures are kind of difficult with the white bird against the dark background, you gotta understand exposure compensation and some other things that I helped explain to her. And with very basic equipment, you can get fabulous pictures when you know what you're doing. And these are her photos online. As a ranked beginner at bird photography, she got some in flight and beautiful. Now the one on the right is displaying those wispy feathers. Those are breeding plumage. That's a great egret. All three of them are great egrets. Breeding plumage. If you look closely, well, you can't see it from here, but right next to its eye, between its eye and the beak, it's a green spot that appears during breeding season. And actually, those wispy feathers were one of the reasons why they almost went extinct, because 100 years ago, or a little more than 100 years ago, ladies' hats they loved to have those feathers on their hats, and they wiped out all the egrets to get their feathers. Sensibility appeared on the scene, and now the egrets are back. But I encourage you, if anybody's interested, you can talk to me about getting some photos like that. And more importantly, if you have an interest that somebody else might also be interested in, and you can create a live auction item for our next fundraiser, don't be afraid to do it. It's a lot of fun. And we had a great time. And we also went to see the Grayhorn owl nest here in Sebastopol. And she got a few pictures of them. And anyway, so think about, what you can do for a live auction item, right, Michael? Yeah, that was good. Anyway. That was the photography work.
Great.
That's great, Jerry, and thanks so much for sharing this with us. Whoops. Okay.
Michael Five.
Did I go the wrong direction? No, yeah, I did. I wasn't up for that yet. There was a golf tournament for Rotary Youth Exchange. Michael, you look like you really went through it on that. But Brown, what's going on here?
It was a tough day, of course. But we survived, didn't come in last. Didn't come in first, but we had a lot of fun. So it was good, and I think they raised $10,000 or $12,000. So it was good.
Thanks for supporting the youth team, guys. Love is great. All right, and you were out there working at the senior center. Bill, where's Bill? I saw Dan in here somewhere too. There he is. Okay, but Bill sent this. Yeah, you're right. Okay, is Bill here?
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Bill, tell us about this day.
So the senior center, if you've been there in the past, you've looked around and they had kind of an ornamental area out in front by the sidewalk. And ornamental. It kind of grown old and grown over. It wasn't in all that good a shape. But they have this carpet cafe where they serve meals to seniors. And they decided they wanted to put in a fresh herb garden and fresh vegetables and things. So they went down to Sebastopol Hardware, and being who they are, they donated 2 of the planter boxes for nothing. And then the Noon Club bought 3 more. So these were nice big redwood boxes with gopher wire on the bottom. Yeah, gophers. And then we cleaned up the land, leveled everything up, placed all the boxes in place, the planters. And I had gone down, I got my truck and trailer and loaded up 3.5 yards of topsoil. And we shoveled all that topsoil into wheelbarrows and wheeled it.
Wow.
And filled up all those planter boxes. So now they're gonna be planting all their stuff, and then they get their meal off it, so it worked out well. So we helped our brothers in the Noon Club.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you, we really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, it looks like Michael Phelps is back from his tulip trip.
Yeah, this was just a short trip up the coast and Crescent City and then over to Portland. And the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival was last week and will continue for another couple of weeks. And we were really lucky. We had a break in the rain just during the time that we were there. And we were there for about 2 hours, but it's spectacular. I had seen tulips in other places, but this was 40 acres, 40 flat acres of tulips, and it's just stunning. So think of it as something that's fun to do.
Joe, seen any tulips in Amsterdam?
He's still muted.
He's still muted.
Actually, we're tomorrow, we're going to the gardens. There are tulips around, but the actual gardens we're going to tomorrow.
Nice.
Obviously, there's no gophers in where David Michael Fells was.
Send us some pictures, Joe. I know you will.
Will do.
Wonderful, thank you. And there they are, having a good time in Europe. Just
That
fantastic.
would be Paris.
Yeah, that's Paris. And again, I'll mention this is the last week by Friday. If you want to attend the district conference, you can still sign up for it. And I'm going, and if anybody needs or wants to ride with me, I'll be going up on Friday and coming back on Sunday morning. So just a heads up. I know a lot of you will be doing the TGIF thing too. Yes, you may.
So Monday morning, May Day morning, Morris dancers dance the sun up behind the community center annex. We wear bells and these sticks and cookies, and it's a British pub tradition. So then we go out and get drunk, and we go out and have breakfast afterwards. And it's really fun if you want to get up and be there around 5:15. There's a bagpiper who plays right when the sun comes up, and get to, if you want to enjoy a community dance, be part of it. And it's really fun. So, well, no, I know you want to be Morris dancers. Yeah, has a rousing. Okay, you know, if Morris dancers didn't, we do this all over the world. And if you didn't, if we didn't, the sun might not come up.
And what day is that again?
May Day.
May Day, May 1st. Okay, thank you.
I can send a link.
Well,
That's it.
Okay, well, that was an announcement. Or 3 more announcements.
Okay, this weekend is our Sloppy Joe booth and the Apple Blossom Parade. And we've got pretty good signups. I got all of the empty spots as of this morning on signup.com filled, with the exception of we could use another person's Sunday afternoon from 2:15 to 6:15. And maybe one more person for tear down at 6 o'clock that day. Do that, that'd be great. This afternoon from 2 to 4, we've got our food bank volunteer spot. So anybody can come over to the food bank, do that. And then I need to know who can help out on May 6th with Rebuilding Together, because we've got we will be meeting at 7:30 in Ives Park. 7:30 a.m. in Ives Park, and we've got, gonna rebuild the gate, we're gonna split some firewood, we're gonna clear some brush, there's plenty of stuff to do for skilled or unskilled. But they're gonna order food and things, so I need to know how many people will be there as Rebuilding Together is that. So May 6th, and and we'll ask again, but let me know if you can help out with that, because it's always good cause. And Al Lustig is still project managing this from afar and helping out with being on the board for Rebuilding Together as well. So that's it.
Thank you, Dan.
So before there's Rebuilding Together, which by the way, we've been doing since 2005, before there's Sloppy Joe's, there's the parade, and announcing the parade. I'd like to let you know that, I don't know why I said yes, but he said yes to helping me announce. So it should be kind of fun. I could use one strong body about 8:30 that morning. Getting some of that equipment stuck up on the stage or wherever we have to put it. And one strong body after this meeting to get some stuff loaded into my car. So that would be a great help. Thank you.
Celia. What's up?
Okay, so I'm gonna go over. But as you guys know, I was baking this week. Alright, I was baking this week and we made some new stuff. We have the normal stuff, which made more tamales. So we have orchid chicken, really good. But we also made some new things, which is we made zucchini walnut bread loaves, which are actually pretty good. I recommend. And we also made it's blueberry zucchini cake with lemon and cream cheese frosting. But we did a whole bunch of baking this week, so feel free to get anything that you guys would like. I would love it. And thank you again to everyone that has bought it, anything. It means a lot to me and I really appreciate it. As well as one quick thing, I was blessed last week to hear from my district in Indonesia. So I do know where I will be staying and my host parents and my city, and I'm super excited. But thank you.
Thank you. So after the meeting, Come on up and let's support Ophelia. Thank you so much. Looks wonderful. Are there any more announcements? Are we good here? Okay. Okay, gratitude. Do we have anybody feeling grateful today? Anna's feeling grateful. I'll never live this down in my entire life. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm grateful too.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to be grateful on my host sister's behalf. Last week, she got nominated to the Press Democrats Health and Wellness Award with 12 others. It was in full. I don't know if anyone saw the press, but the big award show for all the youth people. And she won the Health and Wellness Award and the $2,000 scholarship for her college. She's a big part of she's a peer educator for I don't remember what it is, but she educates kids in health and being safe. And she's great and she's awesome. And Annalie took 6 out of the 12 awards at this thing. So Annalie's rocking it right now, which is really awesome. Yeah, grateful for her.
Thank you.
I have an attitude of gratitude.
Morgan.
Yes. Okay, my wife had a fantastic school play. It was packed and standing ovation. It was Midsummer Night's Dream, an hour-long 8th grade production. It was just, I've never seen anything like it in 8th graders. So attitude of gratitude. What else?
Thank you very much. Do we have any more grateful people here? Okay, well, I'll be grateful when Richard shows up. He's supposed to be here in 5 minutes. He says. So we have.
Make an announcement.
All right.
We've got a couple of minutes. So Cinco de Mayo party at Mexico Lindo. If anyone's not done it before, it's right up there with Scott's party for food. I mean, Mario will just keep bringing the food. I mean, it's just amazing. And we're gonna have homemade tortillas made at the same time with a taco bar beside, you know, chili rellenos and all different things. And a margarita bar. So, yeah, so
Great.
sign up.
And speaking of.
And is anyone here wanting to march in the parade next Saturday? This Saturday. Is anyone wanting to march in it? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I was thinking of food. We have the food bank coming up, and I didn't realize over 100,000 children and families and seniors every year are served. And we have the opportunity, it's today after the meeting, not after directly, at 2 o'clock, to help with the food bank. And I know that Bob is always there with his family, which I really appreciate, and I'll be there. So if anyone else from the club wants to show up and help pack food, we usually have a pretty good group. Thank you. Coming up Wednesday, of course, I said today, the Redwood Empire Food Bank from 2 to 4. Then is the Apple Blossom Parade and Festival we all know about on this weekend, and we'll be there making the sloppy joes. So that'll be kind of fun. Then Monday, the community service has their Zoom meeting, and also on the 4th through the 7th is the district conference at Clear Lake at Canocti. Then Friday, first Friday will be the Mexico Lindo restaurant. I'm kind of torn. I want to be both places. Was it Schrodinger's cat? You can be 2 places at the same time, something like that. But I don't want to be the dead. And then on Saturday, we talked about the rebuilding together work,
AM.
7:30 a.m.
Okay, no one there.
Okay. And now I'm told Richard is 5 minutes. Is he here?
So in the meantime, this is a Rotary presidents elect get a lot of training, but one of the things they don't get any training on is what to do when the speaker is delayed. So I'm going to give Kathy some practice. Here you go.
Next week, we have Kathy Hicks, and now Kathy, Richard's other half, will pick up for him. Huh?
If you want me to talk politics, it's really bad. I mean, damn him. Away, and that was, he brought me in the parking lot. Oh, you know what, we've got a joke. Okay, it's a Bill Murray joke. We had, Johnny Cash, Bob Hope, and Joe. Now we have no cash, no hope, no jobs. Please don't let Kevin Bacon die. And without further ado, a professor, at Sonoma State University, different colleges, in American politics, as well as worked in baseball, in computer, and definitely a workhorse.
Having a little excitement.
Drama.
Good morning, Sebastopol.
Good morning.
Without baseball, I want to do the rest of it. No. I actually am going to. I know politics is kind of a depressing topic, but today is going to be a little bit upbeat, because I see actually a better future coming up there, and I want to share that vision with you there, and it's not all glum and horrible there. I don't have to tell you, all you have to do is pay some attention to the news to get depressed, and if the vitriol of politics, nothing getting done, it's not getting addressed, I don't need to go too deep on that one there. But the future, I think, is really quite bright, and I'll tell you why. There's just a lot of trends that are just sort of heading in the right direction. First thing that's happening is that young people are voting. And we've now had, yes, it's a big deal. I can't tell you how many years I've been a teacher, and it was really frustrating. I mean, years and years and years, decades. It was kind of cool not to pay attention to politics. No, I don't do politics. I don't care about all of that. Younger voters generally do not vote nearly as often as older people. But the last three elections, 18, 20, and 22, younger people have turned out in the 2023 election in Wisconsin for a vacant Supreme Court seat. A massive win there for just huge turnout among college campuses all over Wisconsin. This is a big deal. It's a big deal, not just because young people themselves are voting, but because young people have a much different view of the world. Gen Z in particular. This is a generation that just has not really seen any victories. They didn't see the civil rights movement, the voting rights movement, or Medicare passing, or anything like that. It's really rough sledding for this younger generation there. And they're pissed. It's just no other polite way to put it there. They're worried about their economic future. They're worried about
The climate change, they're worried about student loans, it's just, they don't see a lot of positive there, and so they are really motivated to vote, be more active politically. We have our first Gen Z member of Congress in Florida. He wasn't even old enough to serve when he was elected, it was by the time he got sworn in there. But there's a lot more where he came from, and they look at the world quite differently than older people do, so. There's really the two paths out of this mess that we're in here. We really have to acknowledge, square, I know it's tough, it's everybody's little red and blue blankets there. But the party system simply doesn't work anymore. We have out there. Parties were great in the 1700s and the 1800s. Why did they work good then? Because there was no mass communication, because transportation options were limited. So people really legitimately needed some help in trying to figure out what a candidate stands for, because there was no easy means of communication between voters and candidates there. But today, in a world where we can look up which actors played Mr. Spock's mother in the original Star Trek series 60 years ago, and we find that out in about 10 seconds. It's Jane Wyatt, by the way. If we can find that kind of information out like this, do we really need to have parties tell us who to vote for, and that's the only thing there? Yeah, the parties are really returning something, and really we're being productive. They could somehow work together to some degree, that would be different, but they can't. We are done with parties. And this is also part of what's so significant about younger people voting in bigger numbers. Younger people aren't signing up for parties for the most part there. They're much more likely to be independents. And that's another thing that's going on in the country there. What do you think the biggest political party or political affiliation is in the country? Just take a guess.
Independent.
Independent, yeah. Have half Democrats and Republicans. Some studies have them bigger than both of the parties combined. And it's just getting bigger and bigger. Now, what percent of members of Congress are independent? 21. Less than 1%. 2 in the Senate, and I think there's 1 in the House there. And we cannot have such a disconnect between the represented and our representative. They just don't look or act, or they're not among us right now. But like I said, you could just sit there and be depressed about politics and go down that road. But I don't see it that way. There's also another huge development out there that is, I think, going to change politics really as we know it. You just need more people to do it. You may or may not agree with a single word out of Bernie Sanders' mouth. And I'm not saying this to, tell Bernie Sanders, or I don't talk parties as far as telling people to vote or anything like that. But Bernie Sanders, when he ran in 2016, he raised every bit as much money as Hillary Clinton did, and he did it in tens and 20s and did it without taking any political action committee money there. And you're just starting to see more candidates. Still, it's a tiny minority right now. But why did you need parties? What was another benefit of having parties before? Well, when you ran for office, they were a source of funding. You had a label, that type of stuff there. But you don't need that. They don't need that money anymore, and they don't need special interest money anymore. People have the ability to say no. It's just a question of, are we going to have enough candidates out there who are going to subscribe that and say, no, I'm not taking special interest money anymore. I'm putting a $500 cap or $1,000 cap, even from groups that support me. I'm not going to take it. And my feeling is, if you see 2 or 3 candidates, as little as that kind of number, maybe even as small as 1, running as independents, saying, I'm not going to sign up with either party, I'm not going to caucus with them, and I'm not going to take any corporate money. If you see just a handful of candidates get elected that way, you're going to see a stampede after this, because people will realize it can't be done. Right now, people have, for decades, have always thought of independence as voting independence and third party as wasted vote. To a large extent, it has been. But as more and more younger people increase their political footprint there, it's not gonna be a waste. And I think there's a dam that's gonna burst there. So again, it's very easy to get down and discuss about politics. But there are really some good signs and good conditions out there for political change, so don't give up. I don't know to tell you guys about participating in the community, talking about speaking as a converted there, but the more that people get involved in terms of running for office, sitting on commissions, all of this type of stuff, the better off we're gonna be. And again, the people in the classroom, things have changed. It's not every student is well, and I want to, sugarcoat it for you that way there, but there's a lot more interest and a lot more motivation. And of course, some of it has to do with writing being taken away and the terror of students. I mean, one part of teaching is you got to be a counselor too, that when that sound goes off in the classroom or it's something strange or a homeless person manages to get in the classroom and sit there and you just see that look of fear in students' eyes of, what is this? We don't have to live like that. We can do a lot better. And these generations, Gen Z, and I don't know, are they going to recycle alphabets? Could be AA after Z. I don't know what the next one after Z is, but they are going to help lead us in a better direction. That doesn't mean we can be a big fit. Oh, we're older, we can do anything. But there's really, I think, a lot of hope out there. So we'll have to take questions on that. I know probably most people would rather talk baseball, but I'm okay with that too. So, questions? Yeah.
Well, getting elected is one thing, but organizing the Congress. So you can fashion compromises, has been a function of parties. So how do you imagine that?
Well, so we're out now before there was indoor plumbing. Yeah, parties have been a part of this culture for the longest time, but why not organize around issues? Why not say there's 218 people for this, and we don't care whether they're Democrats, Republicans, vegetarians, or, whatever. Why not just say, and it's the way that younger people think. That's one of the reasons why they don't sign up for parties. They might say, oh, I agree with the party on this. And right now, younger people are voting overwhelmingly Democratic. But Democrats would be fooling themselves if they think that this is a long-term deal. They're leading Democratic right now because they're on the right side. They have the positions on the issues they care about there. But you're kind of looking at it in kind of a more traditional way of doing it. And that may be the thing that we may get stuck with party. Not saying that there's no guarantee, but at least younger generations are showing some open mindedness. And why not just get coalitions together that are based on issues, not on party.
We speak for culture now.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get this at home,
You get to talk at home? You mentioned the media at first and then the internet and so forth. How does a guy like George Santos get elected with all those phony things and no one, the Democratic candidate didn't look online to find out about the guy he was running against?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it speaks to how little we know about who's running for office there, that, a lot of people, this is, I think, a much more well-engaged audience than the average random group of people there. But many people don't know who's running. And one of the things I think that people are going to need to learn is that state legislatures, state government matters a lot more than it used to. Because the federal government is locked up. They're not going to get anything big done for a long time there. But states are what the action are. How many full-time reporters do you think, television reporters, are in Sacramento there? Non-Sacramento based TV station. How many stations have a full-time political reporter? Zero would be the correct number. Yeah, they went up to one for a while when Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor, and the 3 ABC TV stations, the big stations owned by the network that I've done a lot of work for, a lot of polling and other work for. They shared one reporter during Arnold's time, and then within weeks of Arnold's departure, bye-bye reporter there. Yeah, I got in on numerous conversations with that, oh, people don't care about state politics. Well, yeah, chicken or the egg, they don't care about it or you don't report about it, and so how is it that they're gonna care? But state legislatures matter, and they're gonna matter a lot more. Just the way that our national politics are running out there. So it's really a question of people just being more engaged and involved in our democracy. Yeah.
If you can generalize,
Everybody,
how would you characterize, how Gen Z views the world?
with trepidation, it's just, they're scared, they don't see, and the standard poll question for generation after generation was, will things be better for the next generation than the previous one? And for, I don't know, 100 years, people thought it would be. They don't feel that way anymore. They don't see the hope of the future there. They don't see the way out of student debt. They don't see, they look at climate change, of which we're doing practically nothing. We're not the ones who are going to really see the worst of climate change. They are. And so that's why I think that's part of what drives their activism. It's just the fear of not a great future there.
And in terms of policies,
I think it's doing something about global warming, it's doing something about guns, it's doing something about, how many people say, oh, the federal budget deficit's awful. No, not a lot of young people and not a lot of older people, but they're the ones who are gonna have to be paying off our debt by not living within our means there. So I think they just want politicians who are really more reflective of them, age-wise.
In an era when shameless lying in politics is rampant, it's getting worse. How would you suggest that we as a public deal with that in some meaningful way? Is there anything that can be done either institutionally or through media coalitions, some way to stop political people from just flat out lying about to serve their own personal interests?
Well, I don't know if you could stop people from lying or exaggerating or, politicians being politicians there. But what we can do is stop being such a cheap date. What do I mean by that? How did 90% or 90 whatever percent of the people vote? How much time did they put into it? An hour? Checking out candidates? I doubt even that much. What do they do? They look at the D's and R's next to the people saying, I don't know, then. Well, we really get on politicians for being partisan, and they are, and it's ridiculous, but we're the ones that empower it. And so if you want to, change politicians' behavior, stop just giving them your vote by not paying attention to what it is that they're doing. Party's a nice predictor, but you know what a better predictor of politicians' behavior is where they get their money. And that's something that we really have to start paying attention to. There's a great outfit out there called OpenSecrets.org. How many of you have ever heard of it? That's usually two more than much larger rooms there. So what these folks do is they get all the money of campaign contributions and they put it all on one website there. And it's great, except nobody's heard of it, or very few people have heard of it. They also have a terrible interface on their site, which you have to be a political scientist to use it. And me and myself and other people are trying to pull that data out of there and make it a lot easier and friendly for people to see it. But the more we just keep voting along party lines without looking at other things like where candidates are getting their money, the more we're going to get stuck with this thing and they're not going to change their behavior. The more we reward politicians who will actually make deals with one another, the better off our system will be. But right now, it's got everybody in their partisan corners, and it's not going to be fixed. I mean, think of it like you've got a car that, is powered by coal. Okay, it really just doesn't make the party system just doesn't make sense anymore. it's not worth the trouble. It's an opiate. It lets us dumb politics down to, well, I'll just vote for party as a voter, and I'll just, vote with my party as a politician. We need to put a little more energy into our democracy if we want to keep it.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
So it's estimated,
Right?
Yeah. Checking out the candidates is one thing, but what do you do when it's time to vote and you don't like either of the two candidates that you have a choice for? What's the best thing to do?
I don't know that there's one answer to that there. I mean, yeah, a lot of time it's a choice between the evil of two lessers and,
I got it.
lesser of two evils. No, but there are a lot of times where, it's not a clear or great choice there. You just gotta do your best. Really, I do a lot of protesting. I vote for a lot of friends and constituents, and I would consider showing you my vote for governor if you're a candidate. No. Until we get more people running who are attractive, we're just kind of stuck with what's in front of us. So I don't think that there's just a bad answer to that, unfortunately. More research on the front end, I think, really helps. If you really, all candidates have websites and information, and just encourage you to really spend more time checking them out. And don't just give into always voting for the same party, or, just go on candidate quality, go on individuals, individual candidates, individual issues. The parties are killing our country.
Okay, I want to thank you very much. And I really appreciate you stay on here and answer more questions. I know everybody has them, but for right now, I want to thank you for being here. And join us, and it's all yours. Still. Okay, Carrie, where's my marbles?
Lost them again.
I think they're over there somewhere. The marbles are in the little white bag. Where are those? I see them over there on the table, I think.
I'm only just sitting around.
Well, yes, but
I ran into the defendant, but I didn't.
that's pretty smart.
Rich, you can seal the gallon back here.
I think that's the right
I
bag.
think she'll probably see it.
Is that the right bag with the red marble in it? Oh, it's the gray bag. Oh, okay. We'll get there.
We're not in a hurry, are we?
Oh, no, we've got all day.
Okay. Use the right bag.
Choose the right bag.
Right bag. Yeah.
For a change.
You know, all this bag, Sarah.
Sarah is a sweetheart. She really truly is.
Plastic first name.
Yes. If I could ever get it right. There it is, hiding in the bottom.
So the other thing we have going for us is we have $3 in the pot, and we have this many tickets. So if someone made exchange, and maybe made one exchange, we're trying each other, so just gonna go for it. I know, not you. Thank you. And the winner is 214-109.
That's me.
Here and go pray.
She knows it's in the bottom.
It's making them up. No,
She did not win.
I did not win. Okay, very good. Well, I get the consolation prize here. And thank you. Thank you. And we've had our joke for the day early. Thank you very much. Still that. And you better give me my gavel. Come on.
Your secret word this week?
Oh, our secret word. Oh, thank you. I forgot our secret word with everything else going on. There is, who's gonna do the secret? Lyndon, what's the secret word? I'm sorry. Does anybody? Okay. Terry, you got it.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So read the newsletter and get the secret word and then try to write it down and remember it. Thank you.
I didn't even find it. when I looked.
Then, will you lead us to the song?